So the entire Caitlin Clark situation is mad. It is mad. That's all I'm gonna say. Is it is mad all around. Like we know what's happening. Alyssa Thomas has now been suspended, and yeah, this picture looks pretty bad. We can be very clear about that. This picture still looks really bad. 20 something or 15, how many hours? 18 hours, whatever the fuck it is later. That is a doesn't look any better. Does not look any better. And if you agreed this is a bad look, subscribe. We are trying to hit 60,000 subscribers. And don't worry, lads, don't worry. I'm not baiting you here. We are somehow at 60.1k. We have gained 170 subscribers today. Thank you so much for all the support in the channel recently. You guys don't know how much that means. Like, we've been stagnant 56, 57k for months and months and months. Thank you guys so much for all the support. But it's good that Kelly Krauskopf finally has responded. From the Athletic, Mercury lists Tom suspended 1 game. This is by Annie and James Boyd, and to be expected. This is free, as a lot of her Fever articles tend to be. I'm going to zoom through this. If you want to read the article, please read the full article on the Athletic website. It's not going to be hard to find. The title's here. But I just want to get the Kelly Krauskopf response. Where are we? Obviously, this is... Is there any here? Where did it say? It's in the title. Okay, yes, here it is. From Kelly. Player safety should be paramount in our league. We appreciate the WNBA's view of last night's incident and the action taken. Right now, our focus is on Caitlin and our entire team as we prepare for Saturday. Odds of Caitlin playing greater than 50%. I think the odds of Caitlin playing, like, I still stand by. It was her second time in the locker room, and she was having a little bit of quad issues and a little bit of back issues. And they basically were just like, okay, yeah, like, we're just sit for the game. At the end of the day, there's just no point. Like, if you're carrying a bit of an injury, don't risk it. Go sit. And again, the Athletic reached out to Mercury and will update the story if they respond. Yeah, they're not going to respond. At the end of the day, we are seeing Kelly Krauskopf having to publicly, and to be honest, like, look, this is a person who was like, oh, we're the new Apple, we're this, we're that, and it's very clear your team just employs Caitlin Clark. Like, you are none of those things. You are not the next Apple. You are not you're not necessarily even a good organization. You are the team that won the lottery for Caitlin Clark. It is as simple as that. You're a team that made a good draft pick in 2018, taking Kelsey Mitchell at 2, which, again, was the obvious pick at the time. And you're the team that looked into getting Aaliyah Boston, and more so than that, Caitlin Clark. Because let's just say, hypothetically, if the Mercury win those odds, where I think it was really close for the Mercury, I think they might have the second best odds. Let's just say the Mercury win that number 1 overall draft pick. You are the Chicago Sky. Like, it doesn't matter that you have Aaliyah Boston. You are the Chicago Sky. Like, you got very, very lucky. And at least you're there speaking out for your player. Because we've seen too much. And behind the scenes, I have, not that I have no doubt, like, I want to trust Caitlin Clark at her word. That behind the scenes, especially Steph White, has been supportive and has been a positive person. Publicly, it's very different. Publicly, it is very, very different. And you've got here Kelly here, obviously. Player safety should be paramount. And, like... And that is a big thing where it's like, she has essentially said that what Alyssa Thomas did was basically unsafe for her player, which she's not wrong. And then saying, you know, we're focusing on Caitlin, mentioning her, where it's like, yeah, Like, it is the league must protect players. And she has essentially said players must be protected. Player safety is paramount. And she has effectively implied that, Alyssa Thomas being allowed to do what she does is not helping. And yeah, it's a key. It is key that she's saying this. And look, when you got a team president coming out and saying this, you're like, okay, shit. They know that the public, like, look, they know, like, everybody knows. Everybody knows that, look, even if you're in the scenario, you're probably like, look, people have, like, we haven't gone to bat for Caitlin. And then all of a sudden, this shit happens. And it's like, okay, now it's kind of just gone too far. Now it's gone too far, and we have to. Like, we have to go and support Caitlin. We have to go, this is our main thing. Like, our main thing now is supporting our superstar player. Because, look, we've probably been wrong in the past, and we've got to, make up for that. And again, looking at Kelly Krauskopf, player safety should be paramount. That's the only thing she said. And it's important. It is important that she said that, because there needs to be a united stance for Caitlin Clark in this organization. When Sophie grabbed JC's neck, there's a big difference between retaliation. And by the way, if Sophie Cunningham got suspended, I wouldn't be that annoyed. Like, if Sophie Cunningham had got suspended, it's one thing. And again, JC Sheldon, it was a retaliation for JC Sheldon getting her earlier in the game. JC Sheldon not only got Caitlin Clark, she got Sophie Cunningham as well. And everyone's like, oh, Sophie's trying to defend Caitlin. I have a weird feeling Sophie took JC down because JC went for Sophie as well. But look, it is what it is. If Sophie had been suspended, maybe it's soft. And they're very different situations. Two players kind of getting into it and is very different than a player jumping on someone who's on the ground, defenseless, and basically, like, hitting them with you have a knee on them so they can't get up, a hand on the throat. Like I'm not gonna use a reference for what move Alyssa Thomas pulled on Caitlin Clark there, but like, if we're like, you can put two and two together. It is like, the optics of this are terrible. And also, if the refs eject Alyssa Thomas, the odds of this being a suspension drastically go down. If Alyssa Thomas gets ejected, the Stephanie White rant doesn't happen. If Alyssa Thomas gets ejected, some of these articles are there, some of them aren't. Because it was the most clear flagrant 2 ever that they ignored. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Sorry, video's a little bit shorter because, as you can see, I'm sweating. It is so fucking hot in here. Like, Ireland is just a sweatbox right now, and I only have a Dyson fan cooling this place down. I'll see you guys.